Hey Cancer, welcome back to Distilled Tarot. My name's Shannon. I'll be guiding you through this month's reading. This is going to be our monthly reading for September 2022. Let's see what's going on with Cancer. Heart of your reading is the Five of Swords. Some sort of conflict, disagreement, maybe even an argument. Definitely a difference of opinion. If this energy is manifesting internally, it just means you are having trouble deciding something, or more likely it just feels chaotic. Like in your own mind, you just can't kind of make sense of what you think about something. Yeah, it's not even like a clear-cut decision that you need to make. For those of you that this is something internal, it's more like you just feel a little bit all over the place mentally. You don't know what to think. But if this is external, I'm getting the possibility of feeling like stabbed in the back or betrayed in some way, but by something someone has said. The challenge is the Page of Cups. Remaining optimistic, knowing how to it's like there's something that you want, but you don't know how to want it. And that's why I'm having trouble kind of putting words to this. I mean, it fits with the whole chaotic, not knowing how to think about something, feeling conflicted or uncertain. Somewhere in the mix of this tumultuous mindset that you have right now is the concept of seeking new love. So this could be kind of a broad concept you're grappling with, like, I want love in my life, but how am I going to go about it? Because all of these other factors don't kind of match up with how I want to go about doing that. Or it could be something specific where you have an admirer, or you have someone that you have, let's say like a crush. Page of Cups wouldn't be certainty that you have feelings for someone, or certainty in someone else's heart that they have feelings for you. It's more like there's an interest. Let's connect and see how it goes. It's that sort of like a starter level emotional desire. You may not know how to go about doing that in your current frame of mind. You might feel like, gosh, if anyone else gets close to me right now, they're just going to feel like I'm crazy. Because I kind of feel like I'm crazy right now. And we all have those times in our life. Show me our focus. What are we focused on? King of Wands energy. If this is external and you're focused on someone in your life that exhibits King of Wands energy, this is someone very decisive, very certain, takes bold action. Can have a temper, but I'm not getting that. I don't think that's the main part of the conversation, if it is at all part of his character. So we might be talking about a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. We do have the Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So maybe you feel really topsy-turvy, like uncertain of how to even go about your emotions right now, because someone with very strong, very powerful, very certain of themselves has shown up in your life. Like, here I am, and here's what I'm offering. You're like, who, me? Little old me? Really? I feel kind of all sorts of things about this, and I do not know what to think. Let's see. Oh, and also, if this is you, if you are seeing yourself as King of Wands, embodying King of Wands energy, your focus is on, how do I be more decisive? How do I break out of being passive or merely assertive to aggressively going after what I want? I want to let my passions lead the way, and I want to be in command of them at the same time. And maybe it's a little bit of both. Because if someone like that shows up in your life and they kind of take your breath away, you're like, how do I even fit this into my mind? How can I even wrap my mind around this? They could bring that out of you because of you kind of seeing it modeled in them. Like, oh, I want to be more like that. I admire these qualities in them, and I know I have it in me too. Let's see what led up to this in the recent past. What came before this for Cancer? Making a decision and sticking to it. The Two of Swords in reverse. A decision was made, and because the decision was made decisively, that put you into this period of, I don't know what comes next. It's a mystery. I can't wrap my mind around this. But maybe it's not in a bad way. Maybe it's like, I don't have to be certain of this. I can just go with the flow. Can I be passive? Maybe that's the challenge here. Can I let the King of Wands take the lead on this? Am I willing to be led? That might be counter to how you usually go about things. With the Seven of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, I do feel like you're in a wait and see mode. Like, all right, I will invest in this. I'll give of my heart and my mind and my energy to this. And maybe it will go somewhere. Let's see. It's like an active participation, wait and see. You made the decision to invest in this so that you can see where it goes. That's what I think we're looking at here. Show me the energy of the environment. How is Spirit using Cancer's environment to nudge them in the right direction? Okay. Hanged Man in reverse with the Ace of Pentacles. This feels like, in order to knock you out of a period of stagnancy where you might have been more likely to hyper-fixate on some specifics about a situation. This feels like a little bit of like dangling a carrot on a stick to get you to look in another direction, be like, ooh, shiny. Like, Spirit's like, no, 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 you're not gonna get bogged down in some details here. Look at this. Look over here. Come over in this direction. In a very exciting but confusing way for you. It's not something that you would normally go for. It's not bait you would usually be attracted to. And I don't mean that this is a trap by any means, because this is representing a good opportunity for you, or something that can lead to... Oh, and interestingly, the Ace of Pentacles represents like a seed that you can plant. And we were talking about like the Seven of Pentacles energy of, let's cultivate this and see where it goes. The seed that you plant would yield the fruit that is the result that you're looking for. So it's like, you're not going to be given the result, you're going to be given the seed that you can plant and nurture to get the result. And you know what? I'm actually kind of stopping myself from saying the result you want, because I don't think you are pigeonholing this goalpost as something specific. Like, I think in a very healthy way, you're being open to whatever the universe is going to bring you. Like, you have a framework. You know what you deserve. You know the generalities of what will make you happy and what won't. But beyond that, you're not kind of overly defining what it is or how this has to go. And I think that's part of this Hanged Man in reverse. Like, okay, let's not quibble about the details. Let's just focus on the newness of this opportunity and let it, like, almost like you don't know what the seed is. You don't know if it's an apple tree, an avocado tree, an oak tree. Well, you would know if it's an oak tree, because isn't that an acorn, right? Faulty metaphor. But it's like you are meant to plant the seed and nurture it, and then when it's a sproutling, you're still maybe not even going to know what it's going to end up being. You'd have to continue nurturing it and allowing it to grow into what it's going to become. This is going to be, if it plays out fully in your life, or if you allow it to, or if it ends up that way, something very transformative. It has the potential to be very transformative with the Death card at the bottom of the deck here. It's almost like you won't recognize your life as the same in many, many ways from this point in your life moving forward as to what it was before now. Let's see. Where is this all going to lead? What's the next step for Cancer? Ooh, okay. Queen of Wands in reverse. I like this because now we have a pair on the board. King of Wands, Queen of Wands tells me that if this is an interaction between you and another person, whether it be romantic or otherwise, you're a very good match for one another. And I do kind of feel like this is partly saying, you know, like the yin and yang. So one is in the upright, what the other is in the reverse. If you know, like the yin yang symbol, it's almost like, you know, these two are like the whatever, the yin yang. I know it might. I feel a little bit silly saying it, but it makes sense to me. In that, you know how I touched on allowing the King of Wands to take the lead? So you're focusing maybe right now on how much space this person is taking up in your life, and whether or not you want to let them take the lead. And I think part of the meaning of this reversal of the Queen of Wands, why she's not showing up in the upright position, is because you are going to decide to let the King of Wands take the lead, at least for now. Okay, King of Wands, let's see what you got. I'm along for the ride. I'm a willing participant. I'll be your partner through this. What are we doing? What's the game plan? What's the itinerary? Like, I'll be your co-pilot, but you're the pilot. Where are we going? What are we doing? And it feels very invigorating. It feels fun. But a little caveat on this Queen of Wands energy that I do want to mention, just to make you aware, in case this is part of the relevant message for you, that it can mean doubting your own inner flame, your own power, your own attractiveness or worthiness of desire. So watch out for that if that's the case, because a strong energy entering your life can make you evaluate yourself in a way that's like, oh, do I measure up to that? Am I good enough for them? I think there are healthy ways to deal with those sorts of thoughts, and it can actually compel you to work on the things that you don't like about yourself, or learn to love the things that you don't currently like about yourself. You know, there are various angles to fall in love with yourself to a greater degree. And I think that is definitely a part of that message, that you're already on your way toward achieving that, or going through that sort of an experience in the near future, in this, say, coming couple weeks. Show me surprise energy. What is going to impact the situation that Cancer doesn't see coming? Ooh, an upgrade. Wheel of Fortune. There are patterns that you know you've been through in life, where each time you come around and a similar sort of thing happens, it has a similar outcome, largely because you make similar choices. And because you have made a different choice this time, you're going to see a different result this time around the merry-go-round. You've cleared something, perhaps some karma, perhaps non-optimal pattern, or behavioral pattern is the way I want to say it, that has been holding you back from going through a similar experience, but on kind of like a higher level. More fun, more fully expressing yourself, letting someone get closer to you than you've allowed before. Being seen and appreciated more than you have been before. It's also carrying with it the message of good fortune. So whenever you achieve that sort of like, unlocking the next level. Okay, so that's a good analogy. Let's use kind of video games. Say you've played like the first 10 levels of a video game, and sure, there are differences, but there's always like the certain type of little thing you have to collect and the certain type of little thing you have to avoid, and then you reach the end and you defeat the boss of that level. There's a pattern to it, right? And even though, level 2 looks different than level 1, the pattern is still the same, and the choices, the tactics that you make to beat that level are still the same. So this is almost like, instead of moving forward, you go through the level heading in the other direction, and you actually find out that you can get to the end of the level. There's a shortcut if you go in the other direction, or something like that. It's just employing a completely different tactic, making a completely different decision that allows you to go through this level in a way that you're like, oh, now I'm in a different section of the game, or I know, I'm kind of going off the rails with that analogy. Let's move on. I do think, there's good fortune attached to this. Some sort of upgrade in life. You might be moving into a nicer place. You might have opportunity to travel to places that you've wanted to go and haven't been able to. You might have opportunities opening up for you in your career. You might be able to collaborate with someone very powerful who is going to kind of elevate your own inner power in either career or love or otherwise. Let's take a look at hopes and fears. Strength in reverse. Well, I think this is what it says on the tin. Am I strong enough? I'm afraid that I'm not capable of this. I'm afraid that the work I've done on myself is insufficient to the task at hand. I'm afraid that, this is imposter syndrome, big time. I'm afraid that they're going to see me for the phony I am. God, human nature is a bitch sometimes. I would say I would be hard pressed to find a human being on earth that doesn't feel that way about a lot of aspects in their life. We all seem to think that everyone else out there is doing it the right way, and we're the fakers. I mean, put that in perspective. If everyone feels that way, it can't be true about any of us. You want to believe that you've done the work on yourself, and to a degree you do, but it's almost like until someone else validates that and they see it in you, you won't fully trust it about yourself. But I think this, whatever this good fortune that's coming in, this upgrade, this kind of experiencing a similar pattern in a elevated way, you're going to start to believe in yourself a lot more. And the end result is the Two of Wands. It's interesting that the past position is a decision that's been made, and where you end up as a culmination of all of this experience is another sort of decision. It's like, okay, now I'm at another fork in the road. Am I going to take path A or am I going to take path B? And part of that is implying that it will necessitate making a plan. Trying to, as best you can, discern the future in so much as you expect one path to take you one place and a different path to take you a different place. Oh, potentially two different paths to the same goal. But either way, whichever path you choose is going to take you in a new direction that you hadn't previously been heading. And your advice, we have, okay, it's cool. I'm giggling because it's another kind of reflective energy of something similar that showed up at the beginning of your reading. And the one that I'm feeling that way about is the Five of Wands. So as your advice, we have the Five of Wands and the Six of Pentacles. The fives in the tarot are all about upheaval, chaos, change, the unknown. In the suit of the Wands, we're talking about action, desire, passion. And the Five of Wands is most commonly interpreted as something challenging, like and competitive. Putting yourself out there in a competitive way. Proving yourself in battle or in the real world. It's like taking it out of concept and proving the concept in reality. But the concept in this instance is you. Like you being able to do something. If you've been hesitant to put yourself out there in some way that you feel other people can do it better than you, so why try? The advice is put yourself out there, Cancer. Put yourself out there and you'll succeed. Because the other half of this advice is trust that you are going to receive what you need when you need it. Follow your instincts, follow your inspiration, and you'll be at the right place at the right time where someone who has what you need is going to be willing to give it to you. We might also be talking about trusting someone's offer that they say, I will give you what you need for this. You want to compete in this way? I will pay your entrance fee, or I will coach you through it, or I will be your cheerleader. I will support you emotionally through this. You don't have to do it alone. You go do it, and I'll be kind of behind the scenes supporting you emotionally all along the way. Whatever it is in a practical sense that you need from this person, they've offered it. You can trust that they will come through. They will be there for you. All right, I'm going to leave it there, Cancer. I wish you the best for this month, and I will see you back next month. Bye.